Hey there, creepy peeps, and welcome to another... When is this going up? Tuesday. Welcome to another Tuesday video. Today I'm gonna be reacting to an article on Vogue that's been getting a lot of attention recently. Really quick though, before I get into anything else, I want to say thank you to my creepy patron peeps for your support of my channel. Thank you guys so much. If you want to find out the perks to being a creepy patron peep, you can follow that link in the description. You guys may or may not have heard of an article that was posted on Vogue's website 4 days ago, 4 or 5 days ago. That is titled, "Wasn't This Supposed to Be the Golden Age of Horror?" And it's written by Taylor Antrim. Just, you know, you wrote it, person. Taylor could go either way, I don't know. Yeah, and I've just seen a few tweets here or there about it, like people in the horror community kind of giving their 2 cents on it, but I haven't read the article, so I thought it would be fun or interesting, I don't know, maybe not at all, to actually read the article right now and react to it. I'll leave a link for it in the description so you can check it out, but yeah, so let's do this. Remember when horror was good? It wasn't that long ago, just last year in fact, scary movies went on an absolute tear in 2017. We had blockbusters like Split and It, A Tourist, I don't know, I've never seen that. I've seen like Auteur, like, I don't know, anyways. Chillers like Raw, It Comes at Night, Thelma, Super Dark Times, and of course Get Out. Jordan Peele's masterpiece of social horror should have won that Oscar, and when it didn't, maybe the air went out of the genre. Something happened. I'm not sure there's been a good scary movie since. Okay.
Yeah, well, you know, that's just like your opinion, man.
Clearly you really liked all those movies that came out last year, which is fine, that's great. But just because you didn't like 2018 horror does not mean it's not good. Okay, anyways, moving on. Okay, there was Hereditary in June. There was A Quiet Place, which was a fun 90 minutes at the multiplex, but really more of a PG-13 thriller than a horror flick. Are you kidding me? You're not gonna call it quiet because it's good. As soon as horror becomes recognized by other people that aren't horror fans, it no longer becomes a horror movie, it becomes like a thriller or something. It's a horror movie, shut the f up. We didn't even get a decent shark movie this year. What about The Meg? No, 2018 has not been a good year for horror. And I'm including David Gordon Green's wildly overpraised Halloween in that assessment, which has been making buckets of money, perhaps because there is nothing else remotely scary to go see. Damn. I mean, I also didn't like the movie, but Suspiria is not forgettable, nor is it, oh, she goes on to talk about Suspiria. I haven't seen the new Suspiria yet, so I'm gonna have to skip over this part, not because of spoilers, but I can't really react to it. Okay, so after the bit about Suspiria here, Taylor says, horror needs an element of fun, of dark delight. Hereditary, which I liked, missed this quality too.
All right, we'll stop you this right now.
Okay, the problem with this is this Taylor person is trying to define a correct way to make a horror movie, which is where you're failing because there's no correct way to make a movie in general. If I didn't learn anything else in my film studies course, there's no right way to make a movie. There's no, you know, 10 commandments of making a movie of points that you have to hit. It's subjective. So horror doesn't need an element of fun. If anything, like, if there are requirements, horror just needs to be scary. But it's not gonna be scary to everybody because things that scare you won't necessarily scare somebody else. And define fun. Like, I had fun watching it. It took me for a ride. It shocked me, it scared me. Like, that was fun. So, okay. Any scares on the small screen, Taylor writes. Television is where the action is at these days anyway, and I applauded The Terror on AMC this spring for actually bringing chills to episodic TV. Not an easy thing to do. I really want to watch that one. I want to read the book first though. So brings me to The Haunting of Hill House, a 10-part series on Netflix, which comes to us from director Mike Flanagan. I'm like halfway through Hill House, but I have read the novel, so let's hear what you say. Hill House has a rich source material in Shirley Jackson's 1959 novel, and it has ambition to spare. This is as much a 6 Feet Under style drama about the fault lines in a family as it is a spook show about a haunted house. But the scares are here. It goes on to praise, you know, some of the scares in Haunting of Hill House. Then writes, the trouble is Netflix, the natural bloat of streaming TV. Hill House is well over 10 hours of television and the pacing is agonizingly slow. Horror is about dark delight, yes, but also about intensity, a quality in extremely short supply in Hill House. Again, that's your opinion. Taylor ends out this paragraph by saying, I've enjoyed many a low-budget, badly acted horror film, but the good ones race along so quickly that you don't care. Okay. This all the more disappointing because just living through 2018 has felt a bit like a horror film.
Asphincter says what?
All right. Hashtag relatable, am I right? Counterintuitive thing about scary movies is they can actually make us feel better, not worse, about the horrors in the real world. That is the first thing that I agree with you on, Taylor. We go to horror not to be terrified, the ace horror director Karen Kusama told me last year, to be terrified in a familiar form that allows us just a little bit of control over our experience. Wouldn't that be a nice feeling to have right now? The year isn't over and maybe a good cathartic scare is on its way. Otherwise, here's to the golden age of horror returning in 2019. I can definitely see why some people in the horror community are like kind of getting a little about this because this Taylor Antrim, definitely a bit pompous, that article. But at the end of the day, it's just somebody's opinion. So while I don't agree with like 98% of what that person said, well, not that I don't agree with it, it's their opinion, but they're trying to play it off as if it's a fact. The bottom line is there's no right way to make a movie in general. There's definitely no right way to make a horror movie. So like you can't, like, it's just, all of that is just your opinion. So they're entitled to it, whether we disagree with it or not. Also, it's Vogue, so like, why the f does everybody care? I do not go to Vogue for my horror news or to hear opinions on horror movies. So yeah, it is kind of just like insulting, like this, you know, person coming in and saying 2018 is a bad year for horror just because they didn't like the movies that came out. And then again, just downplaying A Quiet Place and Hereditary actually being horror movies, which they are. Because Taylor didn't find any of the movies that came out in 2018 scary or good, and that's their opinion. But does it necessarily mean 2018 is a bad year for horror? No, not necessarily, and I think that's an entirely subjective question unless you're looking at box office numbers, which is like really the only factual way to look at if it was a good year in horror or not. Yeah, like I said, I'll leave a link to the article in the description if you want to check it out. You know, because I can't read out loud properly, so I do apologize for that. And let me know what you thought about it in the comments section, and I hope this was at least a little bit entertaining. I don't know. I do hope you enjoyed it for what it's worth. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new here and become a Creepy Peep today. I post videos Monday through Friday, and you can ring that notification bell down there to be notified every time I post a video, even though it doesn't always work. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay strange. Bye!